Alright, it looks like I'm connected at this time. Alright, I didn't really put a title. I wonder if I could do that quick. I have concern about the transcripts. It's concerning reading them, but I mean also on top of that, I have a concern about the cost and how that was decided. Alright, I'm looking into membership. I already have membership. Uh-oh. Did I get kicked? I have no purchases. Oh. Okay. I guess I got kicked. I guess I lost my membership. Alright, let's see. Be content. Oh. I don't know if the librarian's video has been taken down. Oh, no, it's still up. Let's see, can I get into, okay, there it is. Alright, it's called My Broadcast, but I want to say, who gave the order to expedite my transcripts? And, oh, I gotta have a question mark, and then I'll put Natchitoches just for reference. In fact, I think I should put hashtag Natchitoches. I don't do that too often. Natchitoches. Alright, and why not Louisiana? And then I want to put a link just for reference. And I want to show that website too for reference, because from the way I'm reading it, it's given the impression that I can't order the clerks to expedite anything. What do I have? What power do I have to order the clerks to expedite anything? I can request, but to order? I mean, you make a request for expedited service. How does that work? And the law says, unless there's any other references, the law says that it's pretty much the judges, the judges who decide, and that's if after the clerks start falling behind on completing the task on time. Alright, I see that it looks like I'm up. Let's see. And there's people in the chat. I'm muted. Anybody else think I'm muted? Hey, I know a trusted person. Hello, Zapton, am I muted? Because I'm not showing that any evidence of mutation. There doesn't seem to be any evidence of a lack of a mic. So I'm gonna disregard your comment about me being muted, because I don't believe it. I don't trust you, and I don't believe you. So there's a website, and I want to open it up, and I'm kind of trying to be quiet a little bit, because and this room is going to be taken in about an hour and a half. All right, we got a window capture, and Donnie's got an ear. Oh, that's not the one. Well, let me just, I don't think it's in that one. Chrome, okay, here. So, we got this Louisiana law, and right there. What's this all about? Now, I'm being told, and in fact, I got a picture of that. Okay, where is it? I tweeted it. Let me go to my Twitter. Whoops, it's gonna click on the wrong thing. All right, I'll make a new page. We'll do Twitter, and I tweeted. Well, it was in my WordPress. I go to my profile, and down a couple. Okay, they charge $5 per page for court transcripts, and then I got a picture of that. So I got this message yesterday. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to bring up, and I can just, yeah, expand. You can see Shenita's the one, she's in charge. She is the one who got the order to expedite this transcript. So apparently Dan, who just does an FOIA request, he does a public records request, can order Shenita to expedite. Now that's something that I would like to ask Dan. Dan, did you record this conversation? Because it's very curious. At what point did Shenita have the impression that she must expedite this document? So I question, how did she get the impression? Was Dan directly involved with requesting some expedition, or was she ordered? This is the only evidence we have of an expedited nature, but that's only, this is the end result. What about the initial request? She quoted 1500 and she made sure that she was not too far off. Okay, not much left out of that for 57 pages. That's all paper too. She wrote this on a computer, and she can't give a copy for the document. She can only send it by paper, not by PDF. So it's a difficult situation with how we receive the information. It's slower. They make sure it's slower. They want to make sure that it costs the maximum amount. And for expediting, yeah, how does that work? Because I don't see how that works. How it's in the policy. It's like if you go to Walmart and you got a choice between standard oil service or the premium oil service, or there might even be, there's an advanced age oil service as well. There's 2 or 3 oil services for your car that are done at like auto mechanic shops, at the Walmart, at the ones, the lube, oil and lube, those businesses that let you drive in and get your oil replaced without leaving your car. They offer several services, and you make a choice with them right at the start. All right, they give you the estimate. They tell you how much it'll cost for each service. They make it clear what you're getting for that service, and then you choose between those services, those options. But as far as I'm being told by Dan, he asked for a copy. They said this is the estimate, and then they just decided on their own to charge an expedited rate without any notification ahead of time, without giving any a breakdown of the costs. I mean, you can break down afterward here what they have chosen for a cost. $5 per page. What does that come out of? If this is a government organization, they're operating on a document. They're operating on a legal decided, like something that was decided by the lawmakers. They think a reasonable charge would be. Let's see. So, okay, the governor is from a police family. Okay, so that's the cost there, and then there's what supports the charge is what I question. And I looked up, I tried to look up transcripts under Code of Criminal Procedure for Louisiana. And we got this Article 919, Record on Appeal, Preparation, and Delivery of Transcripts. All right. Now it says on A, oh man. Oh, I got a problem. All right. Each court reporter assigned to prepare any transcripts necessary to complete the appeal record shall deliver the transcript to the clerk of the trial court, who has the duty of preparing the record for appeal 5 days before the return date. So that's pretty clear. There's a return date set, and that's an estimate, and so the clerks have to shoot for getting things done before this return date. So there's that kind of time limit. Not really an expedition. I mean, what was like expedite? What do cops argue for expedition? There's exigent. she charge exigent and exigent rates. Expedite versus exigent. Let me write this down. Open up the black note. Exigent versus expedite. Maybe expedite is just what they call it, and it's still just a standard service. Let's see if I can open this up. Window. Okay, and black note. I could probably, yeah, I could squeeze it right there. Put it above. Whoops, no, above. My bad. Exigent is a popular word that cops like to use versus expedite. The exigent rate, was it considered a service that needed to occur extremely fast? Under what conditions? I mean, we're making things up as we go along here with these transcripts. Oh, that's the wrong one. All right. Gotta find the right. Okay. It seems like things are being made up as we go along. Whenever the court reporter cannot deliver the transcripts to the clerk of the trial court 5 days before the return date, the reporter shall file a request for an extension. See, that's the thing. It's like there's an option to either expedite or extension. Extend. Expedite, or extend. And for some reason, this Natchitoches City Court clerk chose expedite. And it took it seemed to me to take a long time. I mean, I got out on May 2nd. The request was maybe put out before, let's say, May 1st. And May 1st, at least May 1st to June 1st to June 14th. Now, when was it put out? Maybe about June 1st to June 1. All right. So I don't. It probably took longer than that. But let's say it did take 30 days. 30 days at 200 and how many pages? 250. She has to finish. Let's say that she's in a big rush. She's going to finish 30 pages, or no, 30 days to finish 257 pages. So how many pages was she doing a day? Let's see if I can open this up. How many pages would that be per day for this poor, overworked clerk? 30 days, I don't know, what is it, 257 over 30? I always forget. I'm so bad at math. 257 divided by 30, is that? So she had to do 8.6 pages per day, roughly. Transcribe 8.5 pages per day, roughly. And you know, it's more on some days and less on other days. But I mean I don't know. That doesn't look like a tough job to me. Less than 10 pages a day is what is the pace that the clerk must work to get it done in the time that she took. Is less than 10 pages a day asking too much? Is that the expedited rates? Less than 10 pages a day? What's the non-expedited rates? Five pages a day? I mean, this isn't clear. 1 page per hour. Yeah, and then you factor in if she's doing 8-hour shift, how much time is she committing? Every day I've watched this courthouse. I parked in front of it almost every day. I've watched it. I've been in and out of it, and there's barely a soul. All right, they're sitting around not doing anything for hours on end. So they have the time. They have a lot of free time. They're overstaffed, underworked at this city courthouse. I've watched them. They do nothing. They have and it takes and they don't pay attention to their own flag. I finally complained about their flag being hung up on the tree branches. You know, all these people going in and out of the courthouse, and they didn't even pay attention. They don't even put enough effort into paying attention to their own flag hanging on the flagpole, letting it get caught up in the branches for weeks and weeks until I finally say something, and then they cut the branches. But they got windows that look out to my car, and big windows too. These are windows for observation purposes. This isn't some factory. This is a building to bring in a lot of natural light. Let's see. So there's this expedited issue that is just not clear, and it sounds like something where this clerk is going to need to be Shenita needs to be depositioned or deposed. So we can ask her questions about this. I mean, how else are we going to get to the bottom of her rationale, her reasoning, besides having to go through a legal route on how she decided? Because if you look at this law, it doesn't look like she can just take matters into her own hands and not explain herself. Whenever the court report, I'm rereading B, I think. Whenever the court reporter cannot deliver the transcript to the clerk of the trial court 5 days before the return date, the reporter shall file a request for an extension of the return date with the trial court or the appellate court as provided, by Article 915.1. All right, I'll have to look at that one. Whenever a court reporter has not attempted a transcript 5 days before the return date, the clerk of the trial court shall file a certificate with the Court of Appeal not later than 7 days after the return date, advising that the record is ready for lodging except for the lack of delivery of the transcripts. In such certificates, the clerk shall include the name and address of each reporter who has failed to deliver a transcript and whether any of the court reporters have requested an extension of the return dates. Upon the request of the appellate court, when the transcript has not been delivered to the clerk of court, but the record is otherwise ready for lodging, the record shall be lodged. The clerk of the trial court shall include with the record a certificate stating the name and address of each court reporter who is required to prepare and deliver a transcript. Thereafter, the appellate court may issue appropriate orders to any named reporter to expedite the preparation and delivery of any necessary transcripts. So right in there, now we got something about expedition. All right, that talks about expediting. Who else expedites? All right, are they to have us believe that the people? I mean, who else could be? If we have the power to expedite as public records requesters, if we have the power to expedite with Shenita, she's creating a precedent. All right, Shenita is helping create precedent because this wouldn't just apply to her. It should apply to other levels of government as well. If this is some kind of an option where we can get public records expedited, they charge more money, but we can have that option. So the city, she represents the city. So as a city worker, she's saying that there is an expedited option. And I mean, Goldweems doesn't seem to be practicing this expedited option. They just want to argue that we're not allowed most things, and they take their time. They take however long they want. But now we could discuss the expedited option with the rest of the government. Don't tell me that this is something that only applies to the courts. If they can charge expedited fees with the city courts, they can charge that with the city too. This isn't exclusive. What is this like? Are they if they want to make a distinction between who can provide expedited services and who cannot? I'd like to see that list, because right now there's obviously the difference between civil and criminal litigation. I mean, they make distinctions about the Fourth Amendment and how there's no real Fourth Amendment rights with the civil process, but there is with the criminal process. I'm just using that as an example. But that's creating a distinction that's written into the law. When we're talking about expedited services, that also is something that would be written into the law, and it is. I mean, we have something here. What is she working off of? She's certainly not working off of. She's certainly not working off of Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 919, and this is something that looks very relevant to the process of what I'm going through. So if there's more information on this elsewhere, then I'd like to find that. Anybody in comments have anything to say about that? Let's see, we got hot dog sauce with 2 eyes. Frank wants to know if I cut my own hair. You can see it though. Alien is blind. This is a small town people do all the time. I think a judge a judge could order the rush. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's about the extent to an expedited service is being or is is the clerks being ordered to expedite. So it's clear in this aspect of the law. The appellate court may, as in may or may not, issue orders. Let's just get rid of, I don't know what that appropriate's about. Issue orders to any court reporter, to anyone named reporter, to anyone named reporter. How about named Joe Reporter, because that appears to be Shenita's alternative name. The appellate court may issue orders, multiple orders. They may issue more than one order to Joe Reporter to expedite the preparation and delivery of any necessary. So the appellate court can order an expedition of these documents. Is there anyone else who can order the expedition? Was Shenita under an order to expedite? That's what I'd like to know. All right. I mean, where's she getting this expedition? Because if it's an order from the appellate court, that's a document that I want to see. All right. If she was ordered, then that's a document that I need to see, that needs to be a part of the evidence. All right? How did she get this order to expedite so that she could turn around and then charge an increased fee for $10 for 10 pages per day, roughly, about a month? I think it took over a month. So she could charge all this money. Where does that money go? Where does the money go? That is also a question that I ask. Where does the money go? All right. It's an expedited service. They charge extra. So this is a profit, and it goes somewhere. And it's going to be available for somebody to spend. So where does that go? Where does the expedited service money go? I mean, just writing the transcripts is profit in itself, but then now we have an extra fee that we have that's also has been taken in, and I ask, where does that go? So there's I mean, this is just shady activity just on the court reporter's part, and it's been shady in my experience from the beginning anyway, but this is just more examples post-trial. Let's see, everybody wants to put me in handcuffs. I like how the points you have been looking into. SMCG, you have been making points that we're on a shared mindset. Yeah, 1,285, 1,013. That's for a little extra, an extra $1,000 for the month for the city courts. Plus, I mean, they also have more transcripts to write, because Judge Ousley made sure that we had plenty of hearings. So we had 5 hearings. That's more money in their pocket, because that needs to be transcribed. They're still working on that, I guess. We got that, and the trial transcripts. And my GoFundMe doesn't even cover all of this. It's short, and I paid $2,000 in, just because I was scared it wasn't going to reach the goal. Let's see, SMCG. The only way she would have needed to expedite it could be based around the amount of pages you asked for. Is there a way to find what the standard amount of pages are asked. Okay, I want to ask, what are the standard amount of pages? Um, what is the standard in the pages for expedition? Um, is it a full expedition? They seem to take on this attitude of it's all as it being all or nothing. So you either get the full service in its entirety, or you don't get that full extra service. You don't get that full service at all. It's one or the other. You can't just go in and get one page expedited and the next non-expedited, like pay half expedited and half non-expedited, even though it's a service. At any point, you could adjust the level of service in any kind of service activity, but they want to try to give the impression that it's too static, that it's too complicated to try to stagger the service. They want to make it just a whole part or no part. Yeah, it buys a lot of fried chicken, that's for sure. So yeah, can you bring in your own transcriber, because Shenita's screwed up on a few sentences, and I think she misheard things. I don't think she hears things right. I mean, I've seen a few examples so far. I still have yet to even read the entire court transcript, my trial transcript. There's a lot going on, but it's said to be 257 pages, and wow, I got a lot of stuff up here. Okay, bring that down. Okay, and I got a lot of pages open right now. Let's see. Oh, okay, and now I got so many open that it's slowing down the processing. Computer's warming up a little bit. See if I can cool that down. Trial hearing. Okay, I can open up. This is the oh, I brought that down too much. Bring that up. Let's see, window capture, and do not show this message again. Okay, do not make it. Alright, so I think I open up a window. Oh, now I got the beauty camera. I better just get out of that. That's annoying. Alright, let me try again. So I tried to open up the PDF, and I had the yes or no question first to deal with. Alright, I can make that a little bit bigger and put it behind. So we got a window. Okay, and then, yeah, I can put that in front. Alright, and then I could make it bigger, I suppose. But then I won't know. How about just up here? Okay, it's on April 11th, 2022 there, I see at the bottom. Okay, I see the line. Okay, so we got 257, 258 pages of all of this, and I put a link on the community page, and she arranged everything in a double space order. But we're talking about less than 10 pages per day, and they're all double spaced. Okay, this isn't just some standard essay. This is a different format where they'll double space and they'll put a lot of spaces. So one page has a lot of white space, and she's doing less than 10 pages a day and calling that an expedited service. It doesn't seem like much effort is put into this. Listen and type, listen and type. Do what you're trained to do what you're paid to do. and she turns around and charges an expedited service. So what are we to think of this? I mean, without any explanation, it quoted an exorbitant amount of money and not explain what goes on behind it. You're just given this charge, this huge charge for a bogus criminal issue, and they just keep finding they just keep making up ways. They make up the charges. They make up all the arguments, all the process. They make up this documentation. Make up fees, many fees, ways to make money. The court is a city court, and it's not essential. I mean, when I talked to the officer in Summersville, Missouri, he said that they lost their city court. Their city court has been disbanded because it wasn't making enough money. I mean, is that really a bad thing? I mean, do you want a city court desperate to make money and just finding and making up fees left and right, and encouraging the cops to arrest people over bogus charges to stay alive, to keep their operation running? Would you want a city court to just go out of its way to arrest people and make up fees and fines, or just let it naturally disband, let it naturally run out of money? Maybe lay off a few workers. If it can't legally arrest people, if the cops can't, if cops don't have pressure to arrest people, then yeah, that's a system. That's a system it seems like it's pushing the community a little harder for fees, and it's not an essential function of the city government. So if you got a non-essential branch of the city government extorting people when it's not essential, it strains the community. It becomes a strain on the community. Tell them, yeah, what did Dan say? I got to talk to Dan. I mean, if I were calling them and asking them about fees and having this, because he was the one behind this, asking about my lawyer. It was sent to my lawyer, but Dan is the one behind it. I would ask him if he's recorded any of the conversations. Record all conversations that you have with these city workers over the phone somehow, so that you can refer back to like their claims. So this is troubling, and it's something I would need to find out more information about. I don't know exactly what's behind it. It doesn't sound right, but there could have been some conversation where he may have said, expedite it, I'll pay the extra fee, whatever it is. I'm ordering you, Shenita, to expedite this service, or your job is on the line. I mean, I don't quite know what was said. It would be something that should have been recorded so that we have better documentation about how we've come to this point. Oh, here's Dan. Dan's hey Dan, how you doing? I was just asking a couple of questions, from that receipt that you showed yesterday. What happened? I mean, I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about this for a little bit, and it bothers me. Yeah, Dan is just lurking. Dan is a lurker. I just like to learn a little bit more about this situation. I have it documented. Oh, it's only emails that you said? Okay, if there's no phone conversations, it's just all emails. I think I'd like to see these emails. I mean, this is something. How did we arrive to the part where they felt they needed to expedite this service. At what point in this chronology of events, of chronology of conversation, was that decision made on their part? Did they bring it up to a judge, and the judge ordered them? I mean, according to the law, it says pretty much a judge can order, but it doesn't say anybody, any member of the public can order a city court clerk to expedite their service. Imagine that. Imagine if we had that option. Yeah, I'd be interested. Maybe, in a safe, in a comfortable, put the emails in a nice bundle so that they're kind of easy to follow and stuff. I'm still trying to wrap my head around a lot of what is going on behind the scenes here, because there's topics brought up that I don't know how to talk about it with the public. It's just stuff that's so complicated. This is the most corrupt group of people I have seen yet. Yeah. I mean, me too. Williston was bad, but at least I was able to get up to the district judge who was being a little bit more honest. But even he got like penalized, or he got a court case overturned because he was trying to be secretive about some testimony over a sexual assault case. Let's see. Dan is saying, I asked for a transcript of your trial. Clerk says estimate is $1,500 with delivery in 3 to 6 months. Well, it looks like she got it within a month. I think I need to see the exact dates. What's the chronology? All the information is available. Tell them to do their jobs. Okay. I said that this was for purposes of appeal and that was not a reasonable time frame for delivery. Okay, so that's the point. That would be kind of the point, but still, that doesn't give them you're just a member of the public. Oh, she said, okay, 0 to 45 days. Is she joking with you? How could she get it? How could she get the transcripts to you from back in time, like in 0 days? Like it would take like no time at all. That's crazy. She's quoting more how much time you would be looking at in jail for trying to push them too hard, because they got such low standards for arrest and conviction in Louisiana. Wow, that's a simple conversation. I mean, yeah, you're not no, 30 to 40. Oh, we missed a 3. Okay. I'm like 30, 0 to 45. Okay. All right, so we got this offer. She's offering just out of the blue a shorter time frame. And you're like, "Okay, sounds good." She doesn't explain anything else besides that, which is a proper time frame. Yeah, it's supposed to, well, no, the time frame, it says in the law, is, okay, I want to bring up that web page. Let's see. Okay, it's not that one. I think that one needs, no, it's not that one. Yeah, it would be the first one, huh? So the time frame appears to be, let's see, five days before the return date. Not okay. And then if she can't get it to you 5 days before the return date, then she has to file certificates. She has to lodge. Okay, let me look at this. There has to be a certificate. If she can't get it to you within 5 days before the return date, has not delivered a transcript 5 days before the return dates, they shall file a certificate with the Court of Appeal. Okay. Not later than 7 days after the return dates. Because this is all a part of the appeal process. Have you seen this law before? I mean, this is what they're following, unless there's something else. Canadian, they can email it to India and get it. Yeah, I mean, if you do it through PDF, you don't need to pay $25 to have it mailed, and they have it on their computer. They say that they can't email a PDF because they don't know how to authenticate over the internet. So it's an excuse they make up so that they can charge more money. They're saying that they're Luddites and they can't figure out the technology. They have it all. They did everything on computer except for the part where it starts costing the requester money. They want to use the best means possible to squeeze the most money out of for the service out of us. But yeah, it's like, okay, if it was what, 4 to 6 months with the original proposal, 3 to 6 months. If it took 3 months for 45 days, let's see if the calculator comes back up. Okay, I'm bringing the calculator back up. Is that, no? I still have that window. It would be like the last. Nope, that would be the second to last. No, nothing. Okay. All right, the calculator is dead. So I can reopen it, but that's interesting. All right, it'll be 3 again. Calculator's up. So 30, 60, 90. Give them 90 days to finish with the trial transcript. 256 pages. That they with the original proposal, 3 to 6 months. Well, 30, 60, 90 is 3 months. So how many pages per day? That means standard would have been, say almost 3 pages per day to get it all done, get all them pages finished. And that's what she quoted. She was quoting that she could get it done as a standard, doing 3 pages a day. Now, are there any clerks? I guess maybe that's what I would wonder is, are there any clerks that could testify how fast a reasonable amount of work can be completed here? What's a reasonable amount of work that a clerk can do for transcribing? How much? All right, let me see if I want to ask that question, and I like to bring up the right windows. It's not going to be 1, possibly 2. Okay. What? Just kind of. What is a reasonable amount of transcribing work per day? Maybe these clerks are playing off our lack of understanding on how much effort it takes to transcribe. Like what is I mean, I've written things that I heard. It took me, I transcribed the 2 librarians' confessions within a few hours. I did 20 minutes for Carlo. Took me about an hour. I transcribed everything he and the cop said. So that took me about an hour. That's 20 minutes. I'm not sure. Um, it took some time. I'm not trained to do that. I had to write it on an with paper and pen too. I wasn't typing it, uh, and I don't know if they use special software. I was at the mercy of the clerk, stopping and playing, and then rewinding 10 seconds so I could hear it again. And that took some time because I had to keep saying stop, rewinds, play, stop, rewind, play, and then repeatedly until I could hear everything, because I couldn't take these videos outside of the courthouse, the courtroom, the second courtroom in the city courthouse apparently, and that took some time. But I think I could get quite a bit. I think I could get more than 2 pages done a day, and they're saying that's standard. And we're talking about a city courthouse that it appears to me, when I parked in front of the, we get a link. It doesn't look like they do much work. Not many people pull into that courthouse. Should not have to pay for something that is already paid. Well, we paid almost $1,500, so it happened. So then you got to ask, where did that money go? They have programs that transcribe. Yeah, then you could have the Google Speak, and you just play the court process, and all the words get picked up. And in fact, it appears that YouTube is transcribing as I'm talking, because I see my words showing up. It's that easy. And yet the city courthouse in Natchitoches are Luddites. They fight the technology because it helps them profit by trying to keep the by trying to like stop advancement of technology. Let's see. Dan has a quote for a law, so this is something else. Title 13, Courts and Judicial Procedure, Court Reporters. And you said B? When a transcript is requested by a litigant, the court reporter or deputy court reporter shall be paid in advance and shall furnish any transcript within 30 days of payment. Oh, wow. It doesn't say anything about expedition. Oh, here we are. 2? Okay, maybe I could show that. All right, I don't know how I got to that page. All right, I could just pull it up here. I got a lot of links. So this should just show, yeah, there it is. So we're looking, let me just check the comments a second here. Okay, it'd be there, okay. Let's see, oh, all right. Public service, public trust, extinction. They should be able to pump it out by date and time. Okay, all right, so I just opened up the, okay, this is Revised Statute. I looked at Code of Criminal Procedure, and now this is the Revised Statutes, which is a different book. You opened up another book. I was looking at a different kind of book. You gotta go between 2 books, and these books are constantly being rewritten every year. All right, transcripts. Shall prepare transcripts formatted as followed. Transcripts shall contain no fewer than 32 typed lines, exclusive of the page number on legal paper. Transcripts shall contain no fewer than 9 characters to the typed inch in pica type. The left-hand margin shall be set at no more than 1 inch. The right-hand margin shall be set at no more than 1 inch. Each question and answer shall begin on a separate line. Each question and answer shall begin at the left-hand margin with no more than 5 spaces from the question and answer to the text. Carryover question and answer lines shall begin at the left-hand margin. Colloquy material shall begin no more than 15 spaces from the left hand, with carryover lines commencing no more than 10 spaces from the left-hand margin. Quoted material shall begin no more than 15 spaces from the left-hand margin, with carryover lines commencing no more than 10 spaces from the left-hand margin. Parenthetical and exhibit markings shall begin no more than 15 spaces from the left-hand margin. There shall be at least 1 inch bottom margin. When a transcript is requested by a litigant, the court reporter or deputy court reporter shall be paid in advance and shall furnish such transcript within 30 days of payment. All right, it should specify, maybe, you know, because if you have 1,000 pages, then 30 days might be a little long. So, do they address the case instance when the transcript is so long that it's hard to reach the standard of 30 days? Because there's a point, right? Even though Google could do anything within 30 minutes, you know, it could transcribe within real time. Then it becomes a matter for Joe reporter to just arrange the words in the format that's suggested for this law. So B2, if a court reporter is unable to furnish within 30 days, the court reporter may apply for an extension by written request to the trial judge, who may grant the extension for a reasonable period of time for good cause. Okay. Okay, let me just. When a court reporter or deputy reporter requests an extension, the court sends a notice or certificates to. Okay. Transcript. Okay, so there's nothing about expedition. I found a law that talks about expediting, and that has something to do with the appellate courts requesting expedition when it's clear that it's going to be late. It's not as a part of a service. So where else would it say? I mean, this is probably it. They usually keep their laws simple. So this is Shenita taking it upon herself to just award herself a little bonus. Maybe she wants something nice from the store. Maybe she wants a new pair of earrings or a nice outfit. She's doing this because she wants to make a little extra money on her own. So what does Judge Owsley think of that? I mean, this guy is as crooked as any tree branch. This is something that I think she needs to be depositioned for. This is a legal issue at this point. I don't think you're going to get a straight answer from them as on a civil matter. This has to become more a legal matter within their legal process. Their legal process is dirty, as I mean, clearly shown by everything they've been doing. Let's see here. Maybe I can open up some things. So that's the Justia. I don't know. Maybe I can. I want to hold on to that law. I guess I want to reference that for later. Come on. All right. I want to start closing some windows. I think 2 is that. 3 is that. Oh, I don't know what 3 is. We'll close it and see what happens. So start closing some windows down. 4. I'll close. No, I'll close 5. Closing windows. Okay, that's the trial transcript. And I'll shrink this one. Then I got this. So I read, yeah, okay, and then that's what you see there. Okay, let's see. Her argument might be that the $1,500 is a standard fee. Okay, yeah, that's something to learn more about, because It's $5 per page is a standard fee. Where do we find that information? No, she told me that if I had a problem with it, to talk to their lawyer. Their lawyer? Goldweems? Is Travis represented yet? Yeah, I got Phil Adams. I found the price page, 7-day transcript, $485. Well, where's the link? You can post links. 7-day transcript, $485. 14-day, $425. What? Days? They charge by the day? It is unlawful for the public services to charge any fees. So how can she argue to have an argument? Yeah, the fees are the fees may not be written into. I mean, you can't write fees into laws. Where are you going to find any fees in the Revised Statutes or the Code of Criminal Procedure? Like even the table of fines is not to be found in any of those books. But would there need to be a law in providing expeditionary service? Yeah, I need to see that. Yeah, there is a law. It's what the appellate court can order the transcriber, Joe Reporter. The appellate court can order Joe Reporter to expedite, and that's if Joe Reporter is falling behind. You expedite or give us certificates telling us why you're not able to do more than 2 pages a day. Why can't Joe Reporter write faster than 2 pages a day? She said that it was $5 a page because I requested an expedited transcript. $5, yeah, you requested, so that was all in email, and you just simply asked if it could be done faster. She didn't explain the services. When you say, can you do it faster, then she goes right to, okay, he's asking for the expedited service. So did you know about this on their website? Does it say if you want it faster, you have to request it to be done faster, and that becomes a part of the expedited service? Is that listed anywhere? Because, I mean, if this is not communicated to the public, if this is just something that's only like verbally mentioned in conversation and not broadcast on a website or anything, it should be written somewhere. I mean, I've been in the city courthouse and I saw nothing about their expedited services. I didn't even think to ask about what their expedited services are about. This would be something to ask them, but I'm not there right now, so I would certainly have walked into that courthouse and asked the clerks about this expedited service, but I'm not there. So it's something that I'm just best I can do is learn about it over the internet and not by talking with them and recording our conversations. How many days does she take to produce the transcript? I think about 30, but Dan knows for sure. The statutory rates are in CC Code of Criminal Procedure 1446, and the criminal side has to follow the civil statutes. Code of Criminal Procedure 1446. Okay, let's just see what it shows. Okay. All right, Code of Criminal Louisiana CCP. Okay, way back to 2011. I'm sure there's an update. 1446. Certification by officer, custody of deposition exhibits, copies, notice of availability. Let's see, that's 2011, isn't there something newer? Let's see if I can open that up. let's see, we got a window capture and 2011, the most recent that I'm looking at. And it looks like I can put that picture right up. So 2011, and I just have to find it now. Right there? Nope. Right there? Nope, that's not it either. Okay. Certification by officers, custody of deposition exhibits. Okay, Article 1446, certification by officers, custody of deposition. The officer is defined in Article 1434B shall certify on the deposition that the witness was duly sworn and that the deposition is a true record of the testimony given by the witness. He shall securely seal the deposition? This is about depositions? Custody of deposition. So this is about depositions, pretty much. That's what we need to do with the clerk, as deposer to the party at whose request the deposition was taken, who shall become the custodian of the deposition. I needed to depose those librarians too. The original of the deposition shall not be filed in the record. No? Shall be made available to all other parties in the matter for inspection. Yep. The failure or lack of filing such original in the record shall not affect the use. Okay, I don't. So we're talking. There's something about transcribing in this. If affords fair opportunity to verify copies of originals. Oh, geez, I see what happened. So if I. Oh man. All right. I just happened to open this up in the wrong page. If I just pull that out, what it shows. That's what I thought. All right. Yeah. Well, I could pull this out then, if that's what's going to happen. Try have a lot of documentation. I'll email it. Well, if you can arrange the documentation in a way that's easy to follow, that would be helpful. There's no recording fee, only transcription fee, which only goes directly to the transcriptionists as their fee. Yeah, they just make a straight up profits. Every page is $5 profit for them. But even with the extra fee that they make, they'll still write only 2 pages. They'll still quote only 2 pages a day. They could be making a lot of money at $5 a page. All they have to do is harass the community more and more and cause people to have to fight back, and then that's more profit for the clerks when they get to charge $5 a page for transcriptions. No, Travis, read the entire title. Yeah, it's about transcribing. Certification by officer. I don't know why like a police officer. What are they going to certify? Custody of deposition. That means after the deposition is taken, then somebody has to like get the video, probably the transcription. Any exhibits brought, they hold on to them. That's weird because I was told Judge Owsley said that the court clerk's office is not a warehouse for exhibits, for evidence. He just took my thumb drive and gave it straight to the prosecutor because the clerks are not a warehouse. So you can't assume that the clerks take custody of the deposition because they're not a warehouse. Notice of a so they can't take this upon themselves. It has to be somebody else. It's like Judge Owsley is saying that actually the prosecutor is their office, the prosecutor's office, is the actual warehouse, and not the clerk of courts. Notice of availability for inspection or copying. Cost of originals and copies of transcripts. Okay, so it covers transcripts. How big is this? Not too big. Am I showing the? I don't even know. I'm at the bottom of something. Let's see. 6. Nothing contained in this paragraph shall preclude. Okay, see if I'm there. Okay, and that's okay. So it's I guess it's not upon payment of reasonable charges. Therefore, the officer. Who's the officer? You're not calling a clerk an officer. I don't believe that they're officers. As defined, shall furnish a copy of the deposition to any party or the deponents. So they're calling clerks officers, except as provided by subparagraph of this paragraph. An attorney who takes a deposition, the attorney's firm, and the client are liable in solido. What? What is a solido? Let me see if I can find in solido. I think it was in solido, meaning is for the whole. In solid. So, alright, client are liable in solido for a certified shorthand reporter's charge for the reporting of the deposition. Oh, okay, yeah, they certify that they wrote that transcript. Attorney who appears at a deposition, the attorney's firm are liable for the certificates. Okay, prior to the taking of any deposition, the determination of the person who will pay for the deposition costs shall be agreed upon by the parties in writing or be made on the record. Okay, alright. So then, so what Dan needed to do, when Dan was quoted 1,500, see, Dan didn't know. Taking you all day to get to that last line in the title. He, legislative auditor, audits the clerk's office every year. The financial dealings of the transcriptionists are not audited. And they should be. So, when she quoted you 1,500, she straight up quoted you the expedited service. So, and you should, I mean, they expect you to just figure out what's in their heads and understand that when she said 3 to 6 months, you could have asked what that would have cost, and then when she quoted you 30 to 45 days, ask what she would have charged for that. What the estimates for the 34, you wanted to get, so in hindsight, you wanted to get the estimates for both estimates. See, why not, could somebody ask for estimates of my trial transcript for the 30 to 45 days, and then an estimate for the 3 to 6 months. So Dan only got an estimate for the 30 to 45 days. He didn't even get an estimate for the 3 to 6 months. So that's where we're missing an estimate to understand what the difference is here. That's not clear. Let's see, officer, a holder of a public civil or, okay. let's see, what does estimate is one thing, the actual charge is another. But I mean, still, I mean, at the beginning of this, to be fully aware of what's going on, you'd get all the estimates, and they'll give you one estimate for an expedited service, but not tell you the standard service, their estimate for that. The estimate, okay, Dan, where does she say that the estimate is $1,500 for the 3 to 6 months? That will be interesting. If you could arrange your emails conversations in a nice order of chronological order, and help us understand, like, if we got this clearly established, that I mean, she's charging the same amounts for expedited and regular service, then there's a discrepancy with that. She's looking for ways to pocket money. She's probably looking at a she's probably looking at she's probably looking at getting out of the clerk's office, and trying to take as much money as she can. She's trying to pocket as much money as she can before she leaves the clerk's office, and she's finding ways to do it. Operating is just as dirty as the rest of the city. Let's see. The estimate didn't change when the delivery time changed. But I mean, is it clear that you asked for an estimate for the 30 to 45 days and the 3 to 6 months? Are there two? I mean, is it clear that she's making it? Is she making it clear that it's the same amount of money estimated for both time frames? Let's see. Yeah. So. When she changed the time, the estimate, she said, okay, show that part where she says it's still going to be $1,500 for 3 to 6 months. So then there was no expedited. She's playing with you. She just kind of threw in that it was an expedited service as a joke, because I mean, clearly there's no difference. If she said $1,500 for 3 to 6 months, right up, then the expedited part is just a joke. But either way, she could be I don't know, whatever. They're dirty. All right. I think I've probably spent enough time on this. If I have anything else to think about, I'm gonna put it in the discussion, or in the the description below. So, all right. Thanks for visiting.